is Audu Maikori, president of Chocolate City Group, and you're watching Accelerate TV. Audu Maikori is a Nigerian who was born in Kaduna but was actually raised in Lagos, and has found the rest of Nigeria a natural habitat for his dreams and his ambitions. And one of the things that excites me about being a Nigerian is just the opportunities, the great people, and the promise that this country holds, not just for Africa, but for the world. Well, I delved into the Nigerian entertainment industry, starting with music, simply because it was clear that Nigeria has and it is clear that Nigeria has abundant talent, and it's a land of opportunities, but clearly there aren't that many people who have the skills or who are organized enough to develop and to exploit that potential. And we speaking about my partners and I, thought that there was an opportunity to create a world-class company which would act local but also have a global reach, and that is why we decided to set up this company. The company actually started from Abuja, and that was one of the reasons why we started the company in the first place, because we felt that there was a lot of talent and opportunities outside of Lagos that were not being harnessed. So that was the challenge that we saw, which kind of made it necessary for us to get involved. But with that came other challenges, which is that Lagos is a hub, is a commercial nerve center, and even in terms of the entertainment sector, it is the, should I say, cynosure of the industry across Nigeria. So we had to run two operations, one in Abuja, which our headquarters was located at, and then we had to have another one in Lagos, which is a smaller operation. The other thing was having access to the consumers, the customers, the clientele who would put money into the industry. And you find that in Lagos, most of the headquarters of either banks or big brands and etc. are located here, while in Abuja they were at best branch offices, so it was a slower process to be able to access the final consumer or customer in some cases. The last was probably accessing the finance that was required, because the entertainment business is a very cash-intense business, and you rarely get credit facilities to do anything. So you needed to be able to access funding, and sometimes you'd have a lag between the actual execution of something and then the actual payment or the recoupment of that investment. And at that point, you do need cash to keep the business alive, and there was no access. I think those were the greatest challenges. And finally, there's also the mindset challenge. People didn't believe that this business was for serious people. They thought it was really for people who couldn't make it in the real world, in quotes. And this was, a place for them to just hold themselves, so to speak. So that was another challenge. If I sat down about 11 years ago when I started and was assessing my chances for success, I would say it was very, very low. But I guess that is what's so great about seizing opportunities and believing in yourself and believing in your dream and your vision. Because now it's easy for me to say, yes, it didn't look so bad, but it was tough. But because many people didn't believe that it was a viable industry, many people didn't believe that you could do it coming from where I came from. The background with no so-called experience in what is traditionally known as the show business. But that is the great thing about Nigeria, that it is also really a land of dreams. And if you work hard with a little bit of luck and God on your side, yes, you can make it. So the criteria for our selection of talent is that you must be dynamic. Obviously, talent is a very obvious one, but what kind of talent? We also want unique talent, and we want people who are hungry enough to keep on trying to develop themselves and not just stay at a certain position. The last criteria is also that it's good to have some sort of music experience, and I mean, you could, for example, learn how to play an instrument, be a producer, know how to play the drums, just something that gives you a more in-depth understanding of the industry. Those are the things that we look out for. But generally, you could encapsulate all those words with uniqueness. That's what we look out for the most. Secret of the success of an artist is a very wide and variable um, thing. You can't key it into a particular thing. Some of the most talented artists are not necessarily commercially successful. And then again, the word successful, what does that even mean in the context? Does that mean the number of shows you do? Does that mean how much music you sell? Does that mean how popular you are on the internet or on the streets? I mean, that's a relative term, but if you're talking about commercial success and longevity, then I would say that the things that actually distinguish those people, they differ according to the musician, according to the environment he's grown up in, and according to the circumstances prevailing at that time. But I'll say over and above all that, it is that grit, that determination to succeed and be hardworking in spite of all the circumstances.